In this class, we'll be discussing about the command line arguments and escape sequence characters in Java language. Command line arguments. Generally, when we compile a Java program, generally we use the command javac followed by the file name .java. After that successful compilation, we are getting the .plus file. Now, to execute the program, we give the command as java followed by the name of the .plus file that is being generated. There we are not giving any kinds of arguments. But there are some kinds of situations where we need to give the arguments at the time of the execution of the Java program. Those are called as command line arguments. That means argument passed at the time of the execution of the Java program, those are called as a command line arguments. For example, if you see the structure of a main method, and the main method is taking one parameter called args array of string type, and at the time of the running of the program, if you are giving the input, and that input will be stored in the arguments array, and all the inputs will be stored in the string array. Here the main method will receive that input and it will be processing that input that were taken at the runtime, and the inputs that were taken at the runtime are called as a command line arguments. And here args is an array of strings. Suppose I would like to know how many number of parameters that I gave input at the time of execution of the program, and the length property of the args array will gives you the number of parameters. I'm going to demonstrate this with an example. I'm going to create a file called command line args.java. There is a class called command line arguments, and here I'll be creating main method, public static void main string args. Now, at the time of execution of the program, if you are giving the input, and those inputs will be stored in the args array. Now, if I want to print the values of that args array, I'll be using the index. For example, I would like to display what is the first parameter I have given at the command line arguments. For that, I'll display that like this: system.out.println. First parameter is that is stored at the index 0. So it is displayed as args of 0. Similarly, suppose I would like to print the another parameter, I'll be giving the another index that is called args of 1. This is second parameter. You can give any number of parameters at the time of the execution of the program, and all the parameters will be stored in the args array. Suppose I would like to know how many number of parameters were given. So for that, we can display the number of parameters like this. System.out.println number of parameters, and that is stored in the variable in the property called length, that can be accessed like this: args.length. Okay, now I'll execute that. The name of the program is command line arguments. javac command line args.java. So the compilation is same as the normal Java programs. So it is successfully compiled. We got the .class file. Now I'll execute this program simply by specifying the name of the .class file. If I run this as it is, I am going to get an error. Look at this. So the error is array index out of bounds exception, index 0 out of bounds for length 0. The meaning of that one is here we are accessing the first element of the args array as well as the next element of the args array. But at the time of the execution of the program, we have not provided any parameters. If we are not providing any parameters, in these two, there will not be any data. So that is the reason, though in that array you are not having the data, and if you are trying to access the data, then we are going to get an error called array index out of bounds exception. Now, for this, what we need to do is we need to provide the parameters. Now, I am providing the parameters 1, 2, 3, 4. I am providing the 4 parameters, and all these 4 parameters are string. First string, second string, third string, and fourth string. Now these 4 will be stored in the args array. Now look at this. The first parameter is the first string we have provided, and the second parameter is the second string we have provided. Third and fourth parameters also will be stored in the args array, but we have not printed them. And see that how many number of parameters that we have supplied is stored in the property length. So the number of parameters are 4. Now if you observe that what are the parameters that we are passing, and all these parameters are stored in the string type of an array. Now what I want to do is I would like to change this program such that instead of passing the strings, I am passing the numbers. I would like to display the sum of those two numbers. So I'll be changing the program like this. I'm keeping this in comment lines. Now what I'll be doing is, first I'm going to take the input in some variable. That means the first parameter I am taking, that is args of 0, and I am going to take the second parameter in args of 1. I would like to add those two, args of 1. Now I would like to print the sum of those two. System dot out dot println. Here instead of strings, I am going to enter numbers. In the first index, the first element, I am going to add one number. In the second element, I am going to add one more number. I would like to display the sum of those two. Now I'm compiling this. Once again, I open the terminal. Just I am taking the two numbers. Simply I am displaying the output. javac command line args.java. Now I am executing the program. Command line args. This is the name of the .class file. Now I am giving the two numbers. One is 10, another one is 50. And these two numbers should be added. Look at this. We need to get the value as 25, but instead of that we got the number as 1015. The reason is The args array is of type string. That means though we enter the values 10 and 15, these will be considered as a strings. Now instead of displaying the sum and the strings are concatenated. 10 string is concatenated with 15. After concatenation it is becoming the 1015. Now how do you modify this program such that my requirement is I am going to give the numbers and this number should be considered as an integers, and after providing that input it has to display the sum of those numbers. What I have to do is the string values have to be converted into the integers. Now what we are going to do is first what are the value that we are taking args of 0. This value, this is the string, has to be converted into the integer. So for that there is a method called integer dot parse int. What the parseInt method is doing is it is taking the string as input and it is converted into the integer. Now that value I am storing in the variable n1. Similarly, the second parameter string, I would like to convert that into the integer. So this time it is variable n2 and this is args of 1. And here instead of these two, I'm going to display the sum of those two, n1 and n2. The modification here is the strings are converted into the integer by using the integer.parseInt method. After that we are displaying the sum. The same program, once again I compile this. This is compilation. Now this is execution. See this one. The output is 25. Command line arguments are the another way of giving the input to the program. One is we can create the scanner class object. By using the scanner class object, we can give the input in the form of integers or strings or doubles. For that the corresponding methods are there. Next int, next float, next double, and all those methods are available in the scanner class. We can create the object of that scanner class. By using that object we can use those methods, and the scanner class is available in the util package. Another way is you can give the input by using the command line arguments, and the Java is receiving those command line arguments through main method from the args array of the string type. And this is the way to provide take the data to the program, and this is the way to give the input. The input we need to give at the time of the execution of the Java program. This is all about command line arguments. After this we have one more topic called escape sequence characters. Any character, if it is preceded with this backslash symbol, those are called as escape sequence characters. And all the escape sequence characters have to be specified within the quotation marks. Now we'll see why do we need escape sequence characters. For example, I would like to display the output as Java is an object-oriented programming language, where the Java has to be displayed within the double quotes. For this, if I write the print statement like this, Java, I am keeping that within the double quotes, and the entire statement is kept in another double quotes. If I write like this, for this kind of output, we are going to get an error like this. The error is, see this one. This brace is expected, and here the semicolon is expected. These kinds of errors we are getting. So to avoid these kinds of errors, we need to go with the escape sequence characters. So if we are using the escape sequence characters, it means that the compiler is to be told that this indicates that it is not the double quotes, it is not the end of the string. See that these are all the escape sequence characters in Java language. All the escape sequence characters are preceded with the symbol backslash. Slash t indicates that slash t, slash single quotes, double quotes, carries return, and if you want to display another backslash symbol, if you want to display the output in new line, and this is the form feed, and this is the backspace. Look at this. Slash t indicates that you are displaying the tab between the words, and if you want to display the text within the single quotes, you can use this symbol. If you want to display the string within the double quotes, you can use this. And the carriage return is used for slasher. Carriage return means at the word will be taken to the beginning of the each sentence. That is called as a carriage return. And if you want to display the one more backslash symbol in the output and display the output in a new line, and if you want to use the form feed character and backspace character, and for these things we need to use the escape sequence characters. So I'll be demonstrating this with an example. Um, Here I have already created this one, escape sequence.java. Look at this, creating a class escape sequence, and which consisting of the main method, and there we are taking a string, and the string is hello world, and which consisting of the two words. Slash t indicates that between the two words we are including the tab space. We are displaying that one. The next one is I would like to display the each word of a sentence in a separate line. So in that case, we use the escape sequence character called slash. Java is new programming language. So first Java word followed by the next line, followed by is next line, like that. Each word is printed in a separate line. Next one, I would like to display the message male or female. We are using the slash between the male or female. So for that we need to use the one more slash symbol along with the backslash. Another one is the carriage return. Carriage return means after this sentence you are going to the beginning of the next sentence. So for that we can use the carriage return. Next, I want to display the message very good in the single quotes. So to display the message in the single quote, we need to use the slash followed by the single quotes. Similarly, if we want to use the double quotes, then it has to be specified by using the double quotes. So this is the way to use the escape sequence characters. I use the terminal. I run this program. Javac escape sequence .java. Look at the output. Hello and word are separated with one tab space, 8 spaces. Next one is new line character. Each word is displayed in a separate line. Java after that slash n. So that is the reason this is displayed in the next line. Next slash n. Next one is slash n, like this. Popular programming language. After that, male or female. For that we are using the two double slash symbols, and this the output, male or female. The next one is carriage return. Carriage return means it is displaying the R will be slash R, the return is displaying in the next line. Next one is very good is displayed within the single quotes. See that the very good output is displayed within the single quotes. Next, if you want to display the output within the double quotes, you need to use the slash double quotes. Termination is also slash double quotes. It will be displayed like this. So this is the way we use the escape sequence characters to display the output in a specific format. This is all about command line arguments and escape sequence characters.